All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Barakatah Yahawashi, Mashiach Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Karkadash. Peace, power, and blessings to the Father of lights, Yahweh, and his beloved Son, Yahawashi. Peace, power, and blessings to the throne of King David, and the sons, daughters, and the elect of Israel. All praises due. Peace and power to you out there, still edifying. All right, now, let's get back on this divine feminine energy. All right, I ain't through cooking this steak. Hope you're ready, Jacob. You nitwit. All right, so you mentioned here in your reply, Sophia is your mother. You and me can't have no baby. Yeah, I know that. I know that. Don't even put that thought nowhere near me, you fucking faggot. See, I know two men can't have a baby. Two dicks don't stick, two cocks don't rock. That's been on the fucking program, all right? I know that, dickhead. But do you know who Sophia is? Have you studied Sophia? I have, all right? I know about Sophia. She's mentioned in the Gnostic Gospels and in the extended writings. One preferably, I believe, the book of the prophet Elijah and the book of the prophet Nathan. Sophia's mentioned in there. I know about Sophia. She's an aeon, one of the youngest aeons created in the beginning. I did this maybe 6 months to a year ago, but for your enjoyment, we'll go through it again. Let's get on Sophia, all right? Now, you can Google it, all right? Sophia, in various spiritual and philosophical traditions, is the personification of divine wisdom, particularly within the context of divine feminine. It's an energy, okay? She is often associated with concepts like wisdom, knowledge, and the creative power of the feminine aspect of the divine. Sophia's presence and influence can be traced across different cultures, time periods, appearing in Gnostic texts, Jewish mysticism, and even within Christian theology. That's your fucking problem, right? Look at verse, next paragraph. In Gnosticism, Sophia is a central figure, often depicted as the youngest of the aeons. Did I just say that? Emanations of the ultimate reality called the monad or the pleroma. She is seen as the divine feminine principle, the source of wisdom, and the one who fell from grace and into the material world, ultimately needing redemption. Now that's a bunch of bullshit. They going off. All the Most High did was he took wisdom and knowledge and personified it as a woman. That's all he did. Now, that's what it says. She's the personification of divine wisdom. Now, let's hit up what personified actually means. Right? You can look it up right here. Personification. All right? It's an attribution of personal qualities, especially representation of a thing or abstraction as a person or by the human form. Number 2, a divinity or imaginary being representing a thing or an abstraction. So, it's an imaginary being. Sophia is an imaginary being representing wisdom and knowledge. She's not real. The Most High personified that. He personified Sophia as wisdom and knowledge. She's not sitting up there on a throne. You don't study, motherfucker. But here you are trying to teach a teacher. All right? A king at that. You think you know every damn thing with your smart ass mouth. You got bitch energy. That's what you got. Coming on here. You got to come harder than that. Harder. All right? It's a personification. She's not a person. All right? Let me give you Another example. Let's go to Songs of Solomon, chapter 2. Verse 1. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. Now, what's that talking about? What is the rose of Sharon? That's a personification of Yahawashi. The Most High calls Yahawashi the lily of the valley. Is Yahawashi a woman? No, he's not. But he has the attributes of feminine energy in a man because he's the Prince of Peace. He's non-combative. He's non-quarrelsome. He's non-argumentative. He's forgiving. He's loving. All right? He's a Prince of Peace. He's the ultimate priest, man. That's what priests are. They're the personification of the Father's side of love, unity, peace. All right? That's what he's for. There's Yahawashi a man? Oh, he's all man. He ain't no damn woman. You show me a woman that could take what he took. You show me a woman that could get the hell beat out of her. You show me a woman that can get nailed to the cross without saying a mumbling word. You show me a woman that could carry the cross, all right, to the hill of Golgotha. You show me that. You show me a woman that could get her damn back open by the cat of nine tails, all right, getting spit on and slapped and degraded. You show me a woman that can do that. Yahawashi tough as nails, but his attributes are contaminated, compared to like a feminine energy. He is the soft, loving side of the Father. That's all that means. That's why he's called the Rose of Sharon, the Lily of the Valley. Some of y'all out there who knew, the Lily of the Valley. See, the Rose of Sharon, she up in heaven, and she's about to endue everybody with the feminine energy. No. See, you forgetting something. Father got two sides. He got judgment and he got mercy. Now David wasn't none of that. David is the judgment side. I'm gonna prove it to you. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 22. Start at verse 5. 1 Chronicles 22 and 5. And David said to Solomon, my son is young and tender, and the house that is to be builded for the Lord must be exceeding magnifical, of frame and of glory throughout all countries. I will therefore now make preparations for it. So David prepared abundantly before his death. Do you hear what he said about Solomon? He said he's tender. All right, he's young and tender. Right? Because he was, man. Solomon wasn't no fighter or nothing. He was a priest. He was a king and a priest at the same time. Look at verse 6. 1 Chronicles 22 and 6. Then he called for Solomon his son and charged him to build the house for the Lord power of Israel. And David said to Solomon, my son, as for me, it was in my mind to build a house unto the name of the Lord. But the word of the Lord came to me, saying, you have shed blood abundantly, and have made great wars. You shall not build an house unto my name, because thou hast shed blood, much blood upon the earth in my sight. Behold, a son shall be born to you, who shall be a man of rest. And I will give him rest from all his enemies round about. For his name shall be Solomon, and I will give peace and quietness unto Israel in his days. Verse 10. He shall build an house for my name, and he shall be my son, and I will be his father, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever and ever. Right? So, let me keep reading. Now, my son, the Lord be with thee, and prosper you, and build the house of the Lord thy power, as he has said. Look at verse 12. Only the Lord give thee wisdom and understanding. What is that? Female frame, right? Sophia, right? Only the Lord give thee wisdom and understanding, and give thee charge concerning Israel, that thou mayest keep the law of the Lord thy God. What did he tell him? Bind it around your neck, right? He said, wisdom, thy, what was it? Wisdom, thy mother, and understanding, thy kinswoman, something like that. I'll have to look it up again, but y'all know what I mean. Female frame. So, Solomon had all of this. He had earthly wisdom, all right? That's Sophia. That's his mother. And his father, all right, is David, and the father of lights, Yahweh, right? It's not a physical person. What did the definition say? It's a personification of wisdom and understanding, all right? Let me get that. I don't like the way that went down. Let me, okay, there it is. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Yeah. So, that's Sophia right there. She's wisdom and knowledge, and Solomon was imparted with that. This is why he's the Prince of Peace. David couldn't build the house. See, Yahawashi adds balance to the kingdom, right? Without it, the king would be like this. You know why? Because Yahawashi is not going to lift a finger to hurt anybody. He can't. He's a priest. Let's go to Luke 19:27. But those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Why did he say slay them before me? Because Yahawashi is non-violent. He's not a killer. Now, if Yahawashi was left to just be the power over everything, guess what? Kingdom wouldn't last very long. They'll ride in there and take it over. Because Yahawashi is the loving side, the best side of the Father. He's the best, right? He's peaceful. That's why they beat the hell out of him, and he didn't retaliate. That's why I said, bring him hither and slay them before me. He's not going to do it. He's a priest. He prays for people. He heals people. He loves people. All right? Should I say Israel? I don't want all y'all here thinking y'all included. Israel. He loves them. He came not before the house of the sheep of the lost tribes of Israel. He died for Israel. Okay? Now, where does David come in at? Well, David's the one that evens it out. That's why he couldn't build a house. House would have never got built. Can you imagine if there was no kingdom of heaven with Yahawashi and it was just David? Wouldn't be no mercy. Niggas would be dying left and right. Wouldn't nobody last. Yahawashi is the one that's going to keep up the kingdom as far as the love, the peace. And his priests, the 144,000, they're the ones going to be praying and loving and keeping families together and healing, man, and bringing that joy. David, no. David is here to protect Yahawashi's kingdom. That's where we come in. All right? This is why we have to get turned up. We are the military order of the kingdom. This is what we've been building all these years. When the Most High turns us up, and he will, we're the meatheads of the kingdom. Look, man, we ain't finna be praying for nobody and, oh, please help them. No, that ain't us. We the meatheads. We the head busters, right? Ain't gonna be no mercy with us. Anybody get out of line? That's it, right? Now, we're judgment, and then there's mercy. Judgment, mercy, all right? Now, I'm finna bust your head all the way open, all right? if you really believe that the Most High has somebody sitting next to him, right? What did you just say? You said, all right, that two men can't have a baby. So who did Sophia birth? Who? Let's go to Genesis chapter 2. Starting at verse 1. And thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day the power ended his work in which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all of his work which he had made. And power blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which the power created and made. Now, no mention, all right, no Sophia or no woman, right? Now, let's drop it down to verse 7. And the Lord power formed man through Sophia. No. And the Lord power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Now, if Yahawashi, or aka Adam, has a mama, why didn't the scripture say that the power knew his wife Sophia and bore Adam? It don't say that. Adam was created from the dust of the earth. So where's the mama at? There's the one. Wisdom and knowledge is a personification of wisdom and knowledge. Sophia is an aeon. She's a female energy that was created to be an attribute of the Father and put in Yahawashi. We'll prove that. Let's go to Exodus 15 and 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. This is why David takes after the Father, right? David is not merciful. David is a killer. Solomon, his son, reigned 40 years and never had to lift his sword. Why? Because his father David, the representation of God on this earth, wiped out all Solomon's enemies so that he didn't have to lift his finger for 40 years. That's why Solomon came down here and did what? He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. David only had 6 wives. He didn't have time for all that. Solomon had 40 years to play with the ladies. Why? Because he was a high priest. He was a king and a priest. David is a king and a king, right? David and Solomon are both the balance of the kingdom. You got judgment and you got mercy. Yahawashi on the cross, nailed to the cross, man. All right, he beat the hell up, bleeding out, and he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. No matter what they did to Yahawashi, he never broke, because he's the Prince of Peace. That's the spirit that the Most High put in him. All right? And it encompasses the feminine attributes of man without being a woman. He's compassionate, loving, patient, forgiving, all of that, no matter what you do to him. All right? No matter what you do to him, he's not going to go off. And now he's sealed in that. Now, David, on the other hand, he's not like that. Right? David is the exact opposite of Yahawashi. That's what brings the balance. And this is why you're wrong trying to bring your ass on here talking shit. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Alright? You can go out there and worship women all you want. Alright? You the one that's going to get a surprise. You the one. Not me. I better find out. Now, let's go to Baruch. Chapter 4. I want to show y'all something. All right, I'm going to read starting at verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the power, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Verse 2, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the power and are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the power to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the power. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. All right, another one, personification. Jerusalem is our mother, right? That's our motherland. For when she saw the wrath of the power coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. Power hath brought upon me great mourning. The land is mourning. Female. All right, personification. All right, he's attributing the land as being a female. She's crying because we're not there. Verse 10, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. The land is crying for us. Female form. All right. Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because of the departure from the law of the power. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Let them that dwell in Mount Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. The land is crying now, for he hath brought a nation upon them from afar, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity the child. Jerusalem knows what we're dealing with over here from this funky ass white man. Verse 16, these have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters. But what can I help you? For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Go your way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate. This is why Israel right now is desolate. Ain't nothing growing over there. It's dirty. It's dusty, because them rats over there. The land knows that these people don't belong there. They're strangers. But when we get back over there, that land is going to jump for joy. That's our mother. Okay? When we get back over there, it's going to start sprouting trees, grass, fruit, all kind of stuff. She's going to go crazy. And because of all of the land Sabbaths that Israel had, that ground is going to be fertile. Verse 20, I have put off the clothing of peace, and put up on me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you. And joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but power will give you to me again with joy and gladness. See, Israel mourned and wept when we got put out, man. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come unto you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you. For the power for thy enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and thou shalt tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the power, for he shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was in your mind to go astray from the power, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for they that give thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. See, so the land knows what's getting ready to happen to these crackers. All right, Jerusalem is our mother. Let's go to Galatians chapter 4. Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. That's our mother. We were birthed there. All right. But she's not in the heavens sitting on no throne like you said, dummy. All right. All right. I think we done covered it all. We done went to Sophia, the Rose of Sharon, all of that. That's Yahawashi, the lily of the valley. All right. Because he's so beautiful and loving and patient and forgiving. All right. That's why he said 70 times 7. All right. That's how much he forgives. Yahawashi don't hold grudges, none of that. All right. If you come to him with a pure heart of repentance, he's going to forgive you no matter what you did. All right. But you got to be an Israelite in order to get that. That don't go for everybody like they trying to say. They don't go for you, Cracker Jack. You ain't in the mix. All right. Keep trying to tell you that. Refer to the last video before last. All right. About the seed of Satan. He ain't forgiving you. He ain't got nothing to do with you. That's why y'all have to whitewash him and turn his name into Jesus. His name ain't Jesus. It's Yahawashi. That's why y'all hate that name. See? And that's why y'all hate anything dark skinned, because it's a reflection of the Father. All right? So, Lester Jacob Young, you plick. All right? You don't ever come on here trying to bang on me, man. Ever. Right? I think you done on both sides. All right? Like a damn sausage patty. Now, go to your little workout. Worship your women. All right? Be kneeling at the throne of a woman. All right? So you can keep getting bitched. All right? Don't think you got any place in the kingdom, man. You done disrespected the Father's position. I don't worship a man. I worship a woman. Well, you do that then. You pussy whip motherfucker. All right? Now, I couldn't let this slide, y'all. I couldn't let this shit slide. I had to get him. I had to. All right. So, Barakatah to the Father of lights, Yahweh and his beloved Son, Yahawashi. All praises, peace, and power to the throne of King David, to his sons and daughters and the elect of Israel. We're going to keep this ball rolling, y'all. Y'all know how I get down. I got to be thorough in cooking these niggas. All right? So, Lester, all right? Keep your ass off here talking shit, all right? And quit misquoting scriptures and barbecuing them, putting shit out there, and twisting the meanings to try to fit your cause, all right? Because I'll run your ass in the ground from the rooter to the tutor. All right, family, this your King and Shepherd KD. Another one bites the dust, all right? I will see y'all on the next go-round. KD out. Shalom.